I'm live. Woo, what up with your YouTube and YouTube busters? Your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. And welcome to Up with a Cup in the Morning with Chuck, where we not responsible for the truth that you may or may not hear. Dun dun dun. Welcome to Synergy, because this what this is. I have a special guest in here with me tonight. Yeah, we got Jakarta in here, man. What's good with it, cuz, man? We got some shit.
We got some shit for your head, for your ears, and for your eyes.
Donald Trump aliens,
Some real shit.
conspiracies.
Some
He
real
knew
shit.
about them.
You know
Yeah.
what's going on. You here. You done
So what's
seen,
good with your king, Mike?
man, nothing much, man. It's a great morning. Good time to be awake and be alive and just to see what's really going on. I don't know if y'all been peeping what's going on, but Israeli Israeli scientists and people talking about our government know that they aliens exist.
About Trump know about the aliens. Yeah,
Right.
we gonna go diving into those. That's the main focus today because it's been overlooked because of the. Don't get me wrong, the spread of the outbreak of the virus. We understand that that's the most important focus at this moment. But they have a lot of jewels that have not been dug up, and they're just sitting right there. And Donald Trump been not because we're gonna dive into why we think about the Space Force. Me and you, we've been talking about this thing, and we're gonna be talking about it even more.
When he got in the office and big time last year before this year started, like Space Force was where they was taking all the funding. Like it's a lot. It's a lot to ingest, take in. But we're gonna dive in this morning and let them know what's going on. I mean, this is my cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever you want.
Shit. I'm with it. I'm with it. Hey, while we letting people kind of filter in before we get the jacking for topics, I want to let everybody know I'm putting a link out so people can start coming in and joining us. So you know what I'm saying. So kind of work with me for a second because I'm multitasking at the same time. And everybody that came in and joined us, you know what I'm saying. Welcome. Get y'all cups. Let's put this up because we about to go. We ain't going diving. We going flying. Yeah, we gonna be all the way in outer space. Up shit, huh?
We're gonna jump on this UFO this morning and figure out what's really going on and why they exposing this now. Why is now the perfect time for them now?
Right. That's another thing. Why they bringing it out now and then? Because if you notice, earlier this year, they had put out the footage about the unidentified. It wasn't. They ain't call it a UFO. They call it a U something where it was flying, and then when they tried to get it, they call it a Tic Tac, and it was an actual pilot that they said that okay, he actually got credibility, right? So by him having credibility, that bring it all the way up to the next level.
Yeah, they've been having sightings shit over the past this last year in California. They have so many sightings over California, and everybody been telling people and trying to record the lights, but people ain't paying attention because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's the lights.
Say, King, check this out. Since you said that, I have a homeboy. I mean, I ain't talked to him in a minute. We cool, but you know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of other stuff that went on in the gaming community. I ain't played no part of it, so I ain't had nothing to say about it. But some shit with that. But I had talked to the dude. I said, man, I heard about the lights that was flying over California, right? Yeah. And it was in the area that he was from. And I asked him, did he see it? And he said, all his own two eyes. Not me, but this is what he said, that he actually was there and he seen it. So I know they got a lot of people that be coming in from California because we rock with Cali. And if you've seen the lights, let people know that you one of the ones too. Yeah, what you were saying, King?
That's my second home. When we went out there previously a few months ago, we went to Santa Monica and all that, and to the pier and everything. When I went out there, I noticed how close you can see Mars from off the pier in Santa Monica. You can see how close the moon was to the Earth. So I think they got some explaining to do because they tell us how it's like 360 million miles away. I think the moon and the sun is way closer than what they telling us. I think damn near like where I'm at now. Even today, the moon and the sun looks a lot closer than it used to be. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I went out there last time, I can literally, from the pier where I'm standing there, I could see a red planet and I could see the moon at the same time.
Yeah, the thing about that, I was saying something they were saying about with the moon and like how you get the moon and look like it's huge. They said, oh, it's something to do with the it's like the earth and then the sun, and they make a magnifying glass to make the moon look bigger than what it actually is. They talking about if you stand straight up and you put your head between your legs and you look at the moon upside down,
But
that it'll look normal again.
you've been here for good 3 decades. Me too, me as well. The moon
Yeah.
ain't never been that close, my friend. I
I
can't
don't,
I can't say myself. I can just say now, like we in a different time. I can say we in another age. And I feel like personally, like maybe we move, them rotations we doing, we not rotating in like one stationary space. We might be getting closer.
right.
It might be getting closer.
I mean, that's a
That's a
possibility
possibility.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
I know something that always baffled me. All right, they say we get our heat from the sun, right? That keep like the plant, keep us warm. Like right now, it's wintertime, so it's a little colder because we're, away from the sun. So I think about it like a heater, right? If you put a heater right here, it ain't gonna just warm up the earth, it's gonna warm up this area.
The whole
So
thing.
why y'all the space cold, or they say like, certain things like that kind of baffle me. Like, okay, if this is what they say, then why would this be? So like, if they say ain't no,
Well,
which is that
we're gonna go into that topic. Me personally, I'm like a flat earther or somewhat like that. You know what I'm saying?
oh, you're a flat earther?
I'm not a total flat earther, but I believe that the sun is just like a reflection. It bounces off just like how light comes through, appears through trees and reflect off the ground and give you a shadow. I believe it's just a shadow, and it's the reflection and it's the angles of the.
So you don't think that the moon landing was real?
No. From
It might not be. I think that the footage was fake. Literally, I think the footage was fake.
I
don't
think
think
the
that was
footage
real
was
footage.
fake. I'm not. I wouldn't say that that we can't go there and get it, but anything possible. I just think they ain't gonna show us that, especially not in the '60s and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think there's a lot of information that's out there that we don't know nothing about.
They watered it down so we don't really get to digging and looking for it, because you don't really want your common people all in the intelligence community, because you don't never know what they're gonna do with that and take it and intel and run with it. But they could take it and fix stuff, but at the same time, you never know. I believe aliens are real, since we on that topic. I believe what we see.
I mean, you in that boat.
It's hard.
You in
to
that
tell.
boat where you keeping an open mind to things, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, we wasn't here at first. We was just a mere little speck in the universe, and we appeared here. We not natural. We wasn't born like a plant out of the ground, out of the soil. You know what I'm saying? So we are not of this earth. So to not believe there ain't no other organisms, molecules, bacteria, anything that can build and live. Yeah, you crazy if you think there's not nothing else.
Right, because I seen a discovery about inside of a volcano. How hot a volcano get is basically the surface of Venus, right?
Right.
The Venus, that's how hot a volcano get. They discovered they have living organisms that thrive, not just could survive, but thrive inside of something like a volcano. So if something like that could survive on a volcano, why not be able to have life on Venus? Right there.
I seen something on the History Channel about that. I seen some sharks living in like volcanoes, like before they get active alive. They swim.
Right. They know that warm water keep
and also I was watching something about Antarctica. They got organisms that live underneath the ice sheets. They've been studying under the thin parts of the ice sheets. They have tapeworms, crabs, and stuff that's been living under there for eons, and they don't know how they survive without the direct sunlight, or not getting any sunlight at all. But evolution is real. Like animals and different things and mammals learn to survive and make it through time. They learn to do without.
Right. Man, I was saying something they were saying with Donald Trump. He he was about to expose shit, right? So when I was seeing that, I was like, okay, well, if he was about to expose stuff, and I see like Elon Musk is trying to go to Mars and stuff like that, they're not actually showing us all the stuff they're doing because they could be so far ahead of us and just telling us stuff behind. Where on Mars, they trying to this is my personal opinion about Mars. Mars had life on it. I mean, it was almost guaranteed because of the way Mars looked, and they showed where they had oceans flowing. So, and they have things and stuff like that that actually showed that they had some type of life form, or
They
intelligent
got
life form on Mars.
organisms that's growing out there. If you got the bacteria, anything that grow in the water, that's a living organism. That's the start
Right.
of things. So if you could have bacteria that could live out there in space in under them conditions, there definitely is some other living stuff out there, and that's the start to it, to
Right.
even.
And then, even let's do a loop scenario. Let's say when we first went into outer space, right? There's no telling what could have been on a spaceship or anything that could have went off into space and then still survived out there or on the planet they landed on. They could have been doing things there, but back in
Right.
the
It could have
1960s
been
and
a space
2020 is way different.
they left on the bottom of their shoe, and it was able to survive from there and make it all the way back here. Now it's a foreign object, and that's an unidentified object or
Right,
organism.
because it map, yeah.
Now it got to Earth, and now it got to figure out how to live. So it got to attach itself to either soil, plant, a person, or something, and live and strive. And now you got like a symbiote, just like Venom off of Spider-Man, and now he living and striving off the back. You think this a regular thing, but this is what you call an alien. It's a parasite from somewhere else that's striving and living off the back of a living thing in its own habitat or organism.
Right, because I was seeing that, and Mars had a organism. I mean, the not the organism, Mars, like the planet. They saying like is equivalent to Hiroshima, like the bomb they had in like in Japan. The nuclear reaction that's out there is the same thing that Mars is. So it's a possibility of that could have happened. Bacteria from Mars that was living could have spread. Is a possibility that you have stuff from Venus that could thrive in high climates, like Mars, colder climate. So when it comes to the Earth, you have the North and the South Pole, the coldest points on the Earth, right? So if you are something that's from a colder environment, where would they thrive at? They'll thrive in the North or South Pole. Most likely the South Pole because it's colder. That's why I think we have a restriction, because that's like when like said you bring up a Marvel thing, Thor. When his people came to Earth, they they gave him a area where none of the other people from the outside of there go there and let the aliens live there in peace. That's why I think with the South Pole is why they say it's restricted. You can't go past this point. I mean, it could be bigger because they say the Earth is not all bald, and they take pictures and they put together, so you don't really know exactly what you're looking at.
I think, let's say, I wish I could show you this ashtray right here. Earth like that, and where my camera is will be like the sun. And
right.
inside this ashtray right here is the ice wall. There's other stuff outside of there and more space and land. But it's
Probably like the little black thing could be a whole nother land mass.
it's more organisms out there that live and striving, and we don't want to bother them because we haven't even studied them to know what they is or what it is. We don't want to go out there and kill them organisms or bother that environment, because when we come moving and living in the environment, you tracking with your shoes, you coming through there, you leaving dirt and you messing up their environment and what they living and striving in. It could be a small speck or something, but that could be the aliens. You know what I'm saying?
That could be like how it is in Australia. Right, like how it is in Australia, bringing stuff that don't belong there would destroy their whole environment.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Just like when we was talking about the killer hornets earlier this year. That hornet come over here from Asia, it's gonna kill all our bugs and stuff. That's the alien.
Right.
He foreign to our land. So when he show up here, he just trying to eat, but his eating is destroying our ecosystem.
Right.
These are examples of small aliens and foreign things to where you live at, just to give you a small scale of things. Now, the big scale of things, when we reading, if you believe in a higher power of God, if you're reading in your Bible, it tell you your God, whatever you believe in, is not of this earth. If it ain't of this earth, where it's from. That's the question.
Right.
You know, what galaxy, what universe, what space, what time space? Like, that's an alien.
I
So
mean, yeah,
we
that is
taught
true.
earlier, you know, about aliens and indoctrination. So if you say you don't believe, you really believe, but you just ain't seen it. You ain't seen it yet personally.
Right, right.
If you grew up in the church or anything, you just ain't seen that chariot or whatever you seen come down from heaven. What you think coming from the skies?
I mean, there is an argument about when they was talking about like when they like say see chariots, it could have been like spaceships and the lights was when they said eyes, you know, that's just the way they were trying to like for example, if you don't know how to describe something, you describe it the best way you know how to describe it with the stuff that you see.
Right, that you know
So,
from those settings. Like they explain stuff with like it's fire. The fire could be the lights. You know what I'm saying? They explain the shapes and sounds and what it was. I can't say I don't have verbatim what it says, but I can tell you that. I mean, everything that we read, the text tell you. Even ourselves, we ain't from here. We didn't originate here. We're not plants. We don't grow from the soil. We strive off of different stuff in the environment, but we ourselves didn't come from Earth.
right, that and then you got a situation where
I got a
you
clip too.
you have people like I was watching this show I mean this movie and it kind of hit me with I mean it kind of brought back some memories when you were saying that like this might sound a little crazy but Godzilla, right? They have what they call Titans. I mean this is the new what we're bringing out now. All of like King Kong, all of these are Titans and they have like certain areas around the earth that they stay over, right? So while they stand over these certain areas, they all, you know what I'm saying, is territorial. But then you have this three-headed dragon that come around, and they was talking about how the three-headed dragon was actually from another planet, and he don't respect our environment and our ecosystem. His whole, you know what I'm saying, from being out of space and the way whatever his thriving is, it was more about destroy and you know do stuff like that. So that's why
Built
they
up,
had the Titans to
built
fight
on.
him because of that.
Right. Because I mean, a lot of stuff we read, especially on aliens and stuff, they destroy the environment and stuff, or they get so far ahead of time that they got to come back and correct us because you know they didn't went too far and tore up their own planet by over studying and over analyzing and a lot of stuff in the cartoons and movies. The alien they try to come back and warn us not to go mess with this nuclear weapon. Do with this or this will be the end of humanity. So it just let me know somebody been knew they had aliens out here, and it's a real thing. It's a real topic. It's past Roswell, New Mexico, Area 51. It's a real thing for now that like the old Jewish scholar coming out and saying that Trump knows about UFOs and aliens, and he was going to expose it, but the world wasn't ready for it, and it'll put the world in a hysteria. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I got a video clip for it whenever we really get into it to get some more people in so they can check it out and see. Like, it's real. We talk about it, but your news is not reporting it. Our media, one news channel reported something about it yesterday. I seen CNN talk about it briefly, but the Israeli news is speaking on it.
I mean, and the thing about it, the man that actually had Brown get out was
Incredible.
yeah, he
Incredible.
credible. And they say, oh, well, now he gonna lose credibility because he say fuck it. I mean, to me
Enough
personally,
times, man.
that's the person that look, they have the most credibility because they have like zero reasons to lie. They don't care about it no more. Because the older you get, the more you start to understand it.
Older people always been the realest to me because they point to where they didn't seen a lot and been through a lot. So at that point in time, they got no reason to tell you no lies about no bullshit. They gonna tell you what it is, so you don't go walk into that wall or fuck yourself up thinking this how shit go.
Right.
So me personally, when the older gentleman, the older what they call the wise man, says something, You take heed to that. You don't mind have to take everything, but you read between the lines and take the context. Like you know what's real and what's not.
Right. And it ain't hard to distinguish the difference between the two, because this how I always looked at it. The truth is simple. A lie is always complex. When somebody telling you a lie, it's always this guy's going this way, and you like, But when they say that when it's the truth, it's like bam, bam, bam. And you like, oh,
and the way he laid it out was straight up. Like the aliens are real. Your government know about it, they know about it, but
exactly. That's how I mean, for me personally, that's more credibility than
our country ain't have no rebuttal. If it was a lie, our country be like, oh no, that scientist, ain't nobody said nothing to that scientist trying to sue him, trying to go see him. Not that I know of. You know what I'm saying? And so right now, what he said what the fuck he said.
Hey, I'm telling you, when I look, people think that this was the biggest thing, right? This was everybody saying, and I've been watching on the internet. This is their biggest thing. They said if Trump knew about these aliens, right? If he knew about these aliens, Trump, when he be on his rants, when he inside of, because he'll read out the prompts and then he be like, fuck that shit. Right? And if you rant like that and you have a mouth like Trump, that means if Trump knew about aliens, he'd have been around here dancing like, I know something y'all don't know. I got to expose this him.
But
and right
now, I think he did know. That's why the big thing about Space Force was the biggest thing, and he made that one of his biggest thing in his campaign. Like, I'm gonna build up the Space Force.
We gonna have this here.
Out to space. Now Elon Musk trying to build a car and all that to go back to space and Mars. Like, it's big. Right. There's a lot of people tied to it, but in our country, they don't. Hey. They let.
And then when you think about Space Force, what Space Force is, King? It's like it's like a force, like the military. It's a unit specifically for law, basically.
Right, the guardians of space.
So now look, what you need a Space Force to go out in space to make sure that you got law enforcement going.
What is the threat? Who is the enemy? Who in space got a problem with us?
Right, yeah. So
we don't train for that. I just need to know. With all them throwing all these clues and keywords and saying stuff like that, just let me know for sure it's a real thing. And maybe it's a threat. Are they here to come fuck with us? Or are they here to come fuck with us?
Right, exactly. But look, the thing about it is with Obama, he was speaking, he was saying that the aliens just not, stuff that everybody kind of already expect and kind of already was saying, but they were saying, well, Trump, if he knew about this, Trump would have been exposed. Like how you said, he did. He showed us in so many words, but they were saying, what Trump what could Trump do because what I was like, everybody was talking about Trump, when they talked about the aliens and stuff, Trump was like, oh, no. They gonna leave it alone. They don't want to talk about something else. Trump bullshit. Fuck what Trump saying. But I said, that's why they told Trump to do it, because a lot of people wouldn't believe him.
We need to talk to these guys.
Yeah.
They specialize in space. You know what I'm saying? We need to know if y'all went to the moon and stuff.
What's up?
Oh, Savage in here.
Morning, bro. We in here.
What's up, cousin?
Yeah. We'd have struck gold when we seen Trump knowing about aliens, and I was seeing on the internet, and they were saying if Trump being know about the aliens, Trump mouth like this here, like Pac-Man, he would have been go.
He did. He did. He did it.
Right.
He did that with the Space Force.
Thank you. That's and then people came to see that. Like you
wait a minute. Just think about it. When they announced the Space Force, what I told you, man, I'm finna go do that.
Real talk.
I already got military history. I'm trying to go be like Star Trek,
Right. Yeah. Cause to me,
I'm trying to go somewhere no man has gone before.
Right. Further than any black man has ever gone before. But hey, think about it. Of course, a Space Force. Why? I mean, I couldn't understand it at first. And then, if you notice, after that, they showed the footage of the aliens that was flying, and they were saying about, oh, this was real footage, right? And they announced that this was real footage.
Well, to tell you the truth, that wasn't the actual mission of the Space Force. The actual mission of the Space Force is they don't have an actual military or police force out in these space colonies that they building.
Right. They need to regulate law.
Yeah, they don't have. They have no way to regulate law out there in space where they building this stuff at. So at any point, anybody can take over.
Right. And then
And
whoever
at the same time, they've been knowing about life in the universe. They've been knowing about that. So you're gonna need some kind of protection from that too.
right.
Cause I heard about that. They got different races of aliens. They got the grays, they got the tall white aliens, and some of them fuck with us and some of them don't. I dove into a couple of different texts and just watching videos and little professors speak on the topic. And I believe, me personally, I believe aliens real.
Yeah, and I believe they got credible sources. I mean, say Savage, you know as well as I know.
You know for a fact I want to talk about this situation in depth, but I can't.
Right. But this is what I want to say. Check this out. Now you know this here. By the older you get, the less fucks you give. Right?
Yeah. I stopped giving them at like 13.
Now, this man here, how old he is? Came about 70 years old?
85.
85. Yeah, 85. All right. He been working with the space units.
Space program.
Check
this out.
30 years. You think he gonna
You ever paid attention that they got a lot of old men these days? Right before they die, they come out and start telling truth that nobody's wanted.
All that shit up.
Right. And then they always say, "Oh, he was just going to see now because he old and crazy." I'm like, "Nah, he old."
Is either that or they try to play it off as a joke.
Right.
Because just think about it, when that old man found out about them, he told about them satellites, one's named after them gods.
Yeah.
Remember when he told about that, they started putting this shit in movies like it was a joke, but that shit real.
Right. The big eye God that watch over everything, big brother.
Yeah, then they got missiles that can come down and pierce the whole earth and crack it in half if they want.
Not even missiles. They titanium rods. They have no propulsion, no type of propellant to them. They just drop them.
Shit.
Oh, the rods of God.
Yeah, because they heavy, and then the heavy, then the speed and all that. Then I could see that happening, but I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, but see the thing about that is that's something they should have never made. Even if that thing mess up, and if one of them mess up and one of them rods drop, everybody on this planet dead.
Oh, that's the problem. That's why they're trying to go to Mars and shit.
Right, they're trying to get everything situated.
If they have any kind of miscalculation with that, and one of them rods them rods was made to pierce the Earth's core and drop all the way down. Like,
what the fuck they doing?
How you gonna survive? How anybody on this planet gonna survive it? If you crack the planet in half, how we gonna survive it?
That's some now we're in some DC shit now.
Yeah, that to me that's crazy. Like, why would you do that? Because unless they got a plan B, that's the only way that would be.
That is. I just told you the plan B. They go into space.
Unless they got something inside that Earth, they know what's in there and they trying to release that motherfucker. That's the thing.
I'm just saying.
Only
thing they ever been telling us our whole lives is a molten lava core in the middle of the Earth. That's all we know.
But then they also taught us about hell is the hottest where you going, and that's where the devil lives.
Yeah, and
so that's the hottest point, and this the
I don't jump into religion.
Oh yeah. But see, what the thing about it is, you gotta think about it. It might not be just like people was describing it as they know it. It could be like an energy force more than any. It don't have to be no physical creature. It could be more of a, like, you know what I'm saying? They saying the devil, and it's the energy that when they hit the core, that releases an energy that could do some stuff like that. That's why I say, oh boy, he at the age now where he don't give zero fucks.
And at the same time, just think about this. Since he brought up the Bible, I just want to throw this one thing out there.
Run it.
They said in the story of the Bible The Earth was destroyed by water one time. The second time, the next time is gonna be destroyed by fire. Don't that sound like if they drop one of them rods and crack the Earth, this whole planet gonna get destroyed by fire?
Shit,
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
And then lately we've been having asteroids passing by the planet so fast, the planet is heating up at unprecedented rates, and we getting closer to the sun.
Hey, they had one that passed by not too long ago, and they said they didn't know about it until like 2 days after the fact. Like, how they didn't know about it until 2 days after it passed by the Earth? That could have missed us. I mean, that literally just barely missed us. They have all types of crazy stuff, and they games they be playing.
But they're not telling you right now the planets all aligned. We're in a new age called the age of Aquarius.
Aquarius, yeah.
And all the planets damn near in one straight line like this. And it's been a long time since it's been like that.
And see, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. That lineup right there in a lot of ancient texts signify the end of the world.
Right. It's like 12 o'clock. Like all the lines get I mean, that could be a cold possibility.
Hey, yeah, it could be real shit. It could be really the end of time,
I mean, think about it. They say when everybody information is right there. Yeah, to the point where information is right there. Kids know everything. All the whole parents and disrespectful and all this other stuff. But let's while we in here, let's go ahead and hit a quick jacket for topics and see what they got to say about old boy with the aliens. Here you go, right here. Y'all can see it.
Newspaper. He said,
yeah, it's coming up.
Waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News Chief Global Correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alison. Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years, not immigrants, but extraterrestrials.
Ooh.
He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens, and he says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria. Well, the retired general says the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready and the aliens don't want to reveal themselves until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is. Well, the good news is that he claims an agreement has been reached between the US government and the aliens, contract to do experiments here. There's also, he says, a secret underground base on Mars where there are American and alien representatives.
Oh,
now this former head of a branch of Israel's defense ministry is 87. He was very well respected, at least until now.
There you go. That's a picture of him right there for the people that don't know, and that's what they're trying to discredit.
I say they're trying to do their little peace treaties without us regular humankind, and try to go with the aliens.
Yeah,
that's not true.
You don't think so?
It's true to a certain extent. Trump wasn't the only one that knew about this shit. This shit been going on.
Yeah. He's saying, that's what he said. It's been going on. He's talking about like right now. He's talking about today. Right now, Trump is in office, so he's saying like right now.
Saying, like, everybody took it as a joke. Just like you said, everybody took this shit as a joke when Trump said something about it. But this shit been going on. Only thing you really need to pay attention to, look at technology. Look how fast technology changed within the past 100 years.
Shit, less than that, the last 10 years.
No, talking about complete 100 years. We went from using coal to having hand-sized phones.
Hey, check this out. You right about that, because this is on my head notice. Remember they had to say that aliens.
They didn't start using technology like this until they start finding random shit like Area 51.
Right.
Well, people think Area 51, but Area 51, that ain't what the fuck that is.
Hey, they had an alien crash in Roswell. I think it was Roswell.
Roswell.
And look, they said they were showing that, and then guess what? They came out with a invention that came out a year later, the microwave. So microwave remote controls and stuff like that, they didn't have. Then all of a sudden, bam, get an alien spacecraft. When they was talking about,
well, wait.
it might not have been Roswell, but it was.
I just can't agree with what you said. Because I don't think, just think about this. A black man created the microwave. I don't think they gave no black people no kind of nothing that had to do with extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't give us no credit for credit like that anyway. Well, if it was an alien, they would have given credit to a white person.
If you read ancient Egyptian texts, it lets you know black people is an alien.
Huh?
If you think about the Aniku people and people from the Mesopotamia, them people was aliens. They had ancient technology and knew how to make them pyramids exactly what they are, because the pyramids are like natural. They take on natural energy. And
yeah, I think that, but I think it's I think this we going to a do-over. Like they're the people that got so civilized and then they crumble. Then they build back up and then they crumble.
I'm just saying, I understand what you're saying, but it's only one race that don't have actual ties to this planet other than with monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh, and an octopus. Octopus is not from this planet.
That ain't a race. That's a fucking something.
Right.
I mean, that's why I say I don't know what it is either. But they say that's literally, people don't realize that's literally an alien.
Man, put it like this: people don't know what the fuck in the ocean.
Yeah.
So them making guesses and estimations of what's aliens and not, this shit they don't know that. They'll never know that.
Because they'll never know what all they got down there. I remember
exactly. Just think about it. The deeper they dive into the ocean, the more and more shit they find.
You think,
right.
Sherman,
and the harder it is to get down there because of the pressure.
That.
Right. You don't know, like, you don't know what's down there. Like, nobody know what's down there. They got caverns in the ocean that people never explored. Like, they got so much pressure, you can't even get to the cavern, but you can see it. And so even the ocean floor ain't what people think it is.
Y'all think the ocean is space?
I mean, it could be a form of it, because I look at it like this here. Like fish inside of water, that's their environment. Like birds, when they flying in the air, they could, you know what I'm saying? It just depends on, like, they living in this, we living under oxygen. And, you know, in outer space, my whole thing is the pressure, right? If you underwater, the deeper you go into water, the more pressurized you get until it just, boom, collapse into each other because there's too much pressure.
You can't breathe
outer space, it might go backwards, huh?
You can't breathe oxygen under there.
I mean, yeah, because it's too much pressure. My thing is, more pressure, the deeper you go, so the higher you go, the less pressure.
Ain't no light under there where you can see. Like, it's the same concept of what space is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then
you got to break a barrier wall to get past it, huh?
We got sharks have been around since the so-called, whatever they call dinosaurs. Butterflies, roaches, crocodiles, and alligators. Like, y'all don't think that's the space? That's where these motherfuckers coming from, because they call reptilians aliens and shit. Like, if you want to dive into the UFO and the real conspiracy of it, really, the water could be the space.
They've been talking about a reptilian race that was on this planet for like the past 30 years, but they've been trying to discredit it. Like, they've been talking about they had other races on this planet that almost look human.
Right. They always talk about that. Like the Neanderthals, that was a race that was almost human. Actually, white people have
that's where they came from.
Right. They have the same genetics of Neanderthal, and that ain't much me guessing. That's a fact. Yeah, that's proven fact now. So that
think about Bigfoot. Bigfoot could be a whole fucking race of things that live around here that we don't even acknowledge. Like, we say it's a fake thing. It could be a bunch of motherfucking 10-foot things that evolved and walk around this bitch, and we don't even go bother that they're in the Appalachian Mountains and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You got shit in the Congo that they don't even know about.
You know what I'm saying? So much untapped shit.
The Congo ain't the thing about the Congo is it ain't been fully explored because every time somebody try to, they never come back.
Right,
It's
right.
just like in Vietnam. They got some shit over there with the Vietnamese people that they know about. The government tried to go over there with the Vietnamese war. They couldn't go over there in them jungles and fuck around. It wasn't just them people over there. They
Right.
explained about, like, in the reports that they had unidentified flying objects over there, and them people ain't had no fucking helicopters or planes or nothing.
Right.
So
And it,
they let you know in all corners of the world they got some different shit.
they got some different shit going on. You can't really discredit people for that, but that's
You don't know what motherfucking has seen that you ain't seen. Cause we ain't been nowhere. Like talking like them. Like then
All right.
explored untapped
That's
land.
the whole. That's why I said I can go into detail about a lot of this shit, but I can't
Yeah.
because of my history. I done seen shit that most motherfuckers ain't seen.
right.
I think about when we went to Haiti. I went to Haiti, and over there, even in Haiti, it's a lot different than over here.
Yeah, we got to flip money in here too.
I am an alien. Shit, fuck that.
Well,
Yeah,
y'all
Yeah, you
know
heard about the news?
y'all know that's where my pop's from. So
Oh, well, shit. Oh, yeah.
Hey, say Flip, you heard about the good news? Well, Donald Trump, they said he's supposed to know about the aliens exist. They had his man, he exposed everything about it, and they trying to discredit him, talking about he a senile crazy old man after he'd worked for 30 years at this place. But as well as I was telling Savage, the older you get, the less fucks you give. So that's normally when somebody say, you know what? All right, he might be in a position where they said, well, if you tell the world we're gonna kill your kids and stuff like that, and his kids and him don't get along. You know how you've seen a lot of movies. Parents and kids, and he be like, fuck it, I'm gonna propose everything.
Well, first of all, Donald Trump don't know shit because his Twitter finger would have been on Twitter tweeting that shit. All
You think
presidents
so?
don't get to know every
They said they try to hold him.
Flip. I'm about to tell you where you're wrong at. Donald Trump blew the whistle on that shit as soon as he took office because his stupid ass holler, we need to make a space force immediately.
No, I heard about that, but that wasn't what he was talking about.
That was serious. That was not fake.
Somebody was saying that that wasn't what he was talking about when he was talking about we need a space force, and he was saying that it was funny. Like, why should it be crazy?
I understand what people were saying that they was talking about this and that. I'm telling you for a fact, I already knew what was going on. Like, this something I've been told Chuck way before Trump took office.
I don't know. I don't believe Donald Trump.
Before we was even thinking about Donald Trump taking office, when first term of Barack Obama, I was telling Chuck this type of shit.
Yeah.
I can't see them telling Donald Trump that. All presidents don't get to know that information. Even Barack Obama said that. I was shocked that he said that.
This what I'm getting at. They got actual treaties. They got actual treaties that these presidents been knowing about ever since, like Rockwell and shit like that.
Come on, Roswell.
Roswell.
I still don't believe Donald Trump.
This shit been going on for years. But
I say that because I remember the dude was interviewing Barack Obama, and he was talking about how I know that because he was talking about the president book. The book is secret. Right. Obama said that it's real, but he also said they said, well, could we know anything about it? He was laughing and stuff. He said you had to be a president and they know how to keep secret. I'm like, well, damn. That's what I'm saying. I can't see Donald Trump. He's too stupid. He's an idiot.
I'm gonna put it like this. I don't think they went into detail or even introduced him to anybody. I think they probably told him about it, and the first thing that came out of his mouth, we need some defense.
Right.
I believe
and the fact that they got these space colonies with no laws.
They fucking know, and
how you gonna have laws against space?
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. So what's the quickest way to establish law? Military presence.
Well, I know. Back in the day, people been buying property on the moon and stuff like that. Which I thought was funny. I was like, wow, why are these people buying property on the moon? That's crazy.
Yeah, why do
Yeah.
China own the dark side of the moon?
Yup, they on the whole other side of it. Like, for
Yeah,
what?
no, I mean like regular Hollywood people, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of people was buying property on the moon. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, what this shit about to go down? It's something that y'all want to tell us?
They ain't gonna, but see, the thing about it, they ain't gonna tell us nothing. Hey, think about yourself. Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. And I remember Bill Clinton going on a TV show, and they were like, "Oh, well, will you tell us about aliens?" He was like, "Yeah, when I get in there, I'm gonna go find out about the aliens." And right after he said that, and they were saying that he went to go look for the aliens, and after that, shut the fuck up. He didn't say
No,
nothing after that.
he did,
Barack
yes, he
Obama did the exact same thing. And Donald J. Trump, when he came out, before he could do that, first thing came out his mouth, he came straight out. Yeah, we want to start a Space Force. Everybody said, "Oh,
They
yeah."
asked
But
Barack Obama
No,
on the radio.
Obama did say something. They asked him. He said, oh, I didn't see any evidence of aliens. That's all he said. I remember
They
that.
just asked Obama about that on the radio.
He ain't gonna
2
say
days
nothing
ago,
anyway.
and he acknowledged it, but he the way he acknowledged it, he didn't answer.
I'm gonna put it like this: the last president I know for sure, that knew about it was Little Bush.
He's the smart one. He's one of the smart ones. He ain't gonna say nothing anyway. He's not gonna say nothing.
I mean, no, Obama did kind of say yeah without saying yeah, because it was asking him. He said, it was like, well, if they didn't have aliens exist, you would have just said no. But by you saying it like that, that automatically, and the person came out and said, well, you just told me that aliens exist, and Obama gave that look. Well, damn, I fucked up. But you know how you gotta kind of like pull yourself back. He did that.
Honestly, I think people really ain't.
You gotta show me that footage, Chuck. I gotta see this one. I don't remember nothing of that though, Chuck. You gotta show me that, Joy. Cause I remember him saying, cause I remember him saying when they asked him about that, Joy, when he got in office and stuff, he was in there. He said, "Oh no, I ain't seen no existence of aliens." Now, the only one that was talking and said actually was saying something about aliens, that was a president, was Ronald Reagan.
But Nixon,
Ronald Reagan was the one that actually said something about that, and people ain't know what he was talking about. They listen. This thing is so. When he said that, they kept that history of that so good. It was just that when I saw it, how I seen it was on. It was on the TV show. What was it called? The X-File, and the X-File was doing a recording of where Ronald Reagan was saying, because a lot of people like, well, what the hell was he talking about? And the X-Files showed it. When it came on, it showed him talking about we have to worry about bigger threats than humanity. And I'm like, what? And everybody was like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? And it cut off and it went on, then the show came on. So I went up on YouTube to pull that joint up. Yep, that shit was real. He actually said that.
Hey, the reason Nixon tried to break into the DNC was for the alien shit, because they wouldn't tell him, because they know presidents is only temporary employees, so they never really get them the full rundown, but they know like a brief, we give them a briefing on it, and they were trying to dig in and get the real details.
Get more information that they wanted.
They said Nixon on the tapes and everything, that was what he was going in there and search for about Area 51, what was up with the aliens and everything. That's why they impeached him and got him out of there, because he really found out what the fuck was going on, and they had to shut him the hell up.
Well, I tell you what, I always said this. Sabbath was saying it's true. I ain't gonna say within the 100 years. I'm gonna say within the last like 50 years. Since from the 30s, listen to this. From the 30s on up, technology have leaped.
Went crazy.
I ain't gonna say the 100 years.
Hopped in here, dog. I
ain't gonna say the last 100 years. I'm gonna say from the 30s on up. From the 30s on up, there's been a leap in technology. I believe. Listen here. I believe if something did crash at Roswell, trust me, they will reverse engineer that technology. Because I was watching these guys, and these guys was talking about how they came up with bulletproof vests. So when that ship had crashed, and they were saying that ship, a lot of that stuff, technology in that ship was biomechanical. So you know, it was like some type of bioorganism, mechanical stuff that they was using, that they reverse engineer on it and stuff like that. And he was like, "Yo, so supposed the alien had on a uniform. uniforms that they had on, how it was made out of like some bio material, whatever, and they was poking at it and stabbing at it and shooting at it, and it was just bouncing off. And that's one of the reasons how they figure out how to make a bulletproof vest or whatever. I'm like, yo, this shit sounds crazy though. But they were breaking down a whole lot of stuff that they had found and stuff. How they was making out of whatever material or type of engineering of technology that this alien had, and it was crazy though.
Man, that's why I say I believe this shit real. Just think about the
camera
and the phone.
Hey Chuck,
over the last fucking 5 to 10 years has just did a tremendous leap. Like we went from flip phones or that big fat fucking phone to I can see your face when we're talking. Like when they showed a glimpse of that shit in the early 90s, like face to face.
My belief is you got to realize the motherfucker that came up with flip phones that was on Star Trek. They started a lot of that shit.
Real shit.
And that dude was in the military. People don't know that. He was in the military. Now I don't know if he saw anything and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make a movie out of this shit." But all that shit that he came up with that we using now, yeah, he was in the military.
Real shit. Most motherfuckers that come out with shit, they had did some type of service for time. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's the only time you do some shit to get outside your bubble or whatever bubble we really live in to go see some shit. And you go see how other people live it.
I just can't believe Donald Trump. He's too stupid.
I think we the only nation.
I can't believe him. Any other president, yeah, but not him.
I don't know. The only thing about it with Donald Trump, I think they told him a corner bit of it, just a corner, and he took it and he just ran.
I think they told him because they knew he was gonna tell us. It was time to expose it, and these doctors and everybody gonna start coming out a little bit more and more after. They knew Trump was only gonna have a short time in office, and so they know he can't hold water. What you do with a person you can't hold water? You tell them a little bit of information, they gonna run off with it, and you could say they lying and do whatever else with it.
Right, and then they go, that's the best way to let it out there by Donald Trump. Because think about it, because I said this a year ago when they were saying about the Space Force. Well, if Obama would have said we need to make a Space Force, everybody would have stopped and took it serious. Like, hold up, but you got aliens, you would have seen a lot of that. But by it being Donald Trump saying it, a lot of people take it as a joke.
He's the perfect person to get it to.
Yeah.
He's the perfect motherfucker to, hey, we need you to go on, give them a tidbit so these these rednecks can understand, and these black folks who live in the ghettos don't have a bigger concept for the world, the universe, they can understand like this shit real. Why would the United States need a Space Force?
Right.
Just to put it on your mind, like, the government always 30 to 60 years ahead of the people that is actually governing. So when you find out about shit, they've been working on this, doing this, practicing this. So when they give it to you, to the public, just like cell phones and shit, the military been had it. But when I give it to the public, that's it. Most of these programs and shit we use like Facebook and shit come from MIT. Once it come out of MIT, they make it a public program platform. Not somebody could make money off of it, and now they finna see how it work in a public setting. We just like test rats for shit. You know what I'm saying? They know what the fuck going on. It's a control for real, because they know it's other threats and other shit out there for real.
I listen here. I ain't gonna lie. I think something did crash that Roswell. I think they did been reversing alien technology. I really do believe that.
I believe that too. Because old boy came out and said like how they did it and how they used to see alien spaceships, and he was explaining like, okay, the concept is more difficult than what you think, because you're looking at something that you don't know what you're looking at, and you're trying to reverse
it. Incredible people who seen some shit or did some shit, they credible to say that it's really some shit going on out here, man.
Right, and then their stories don't change, don't vary. Yeah, they still stick to their saying. And then a lot of them say, man, they don't want to be famous or don't want the attention. but you know what I'm saying, they just felt they had to expose it. But with
Well,
that being, huh?
well, shit. Look at some of the stuff. Like a lot of them scientists. I mean, a lot of them people that worked there were saying that they had alien materials and stuff like that, and they kept it. They kept it. You know, some
Under
people
wraps.
would, and some people wasn't able to get it. Some of them generals or that was high up generals start coming out when they know they was on a deathbed. Start talking about it like that.
Right. And then the thing about it is, on a deathbed, the reason why I think they come out and say it, because I always say the older you get, the less fucks you give. And I was watching the show Gran Torino, and you'll see like how the dad, after his wife passed away and he was getting older, and his kids didn't respect him. So they didn't. His kids was gone off. They didn't give a fuck about him. So he was like, fuck them. And he actually just was like, he ain't give no fucks no more. So a person, and with that perspective, like let's say for example him, he come out and they might say, well, if you expose this here, we gonna kill your kids, or we gonna do this here. But once he got to a point where he don't even care about his kids no more, and he feel like fuck them, and they realize that he don't care, he just exposing shit. I think he at that point of his life. But that's gonna say what he got to say right quick, Jacob for topics, and we're gonna hop right back into our opinions.
Yes, sir.
Daily newspaper in Hebrew, but it's really taken off after parts of it were published in English by the Jerusalem Post today. He says he's come forward now in the hope that his news will be accepted as true. He notes that if he'd made these claims 5 years ago, he would have been hospitalized, but now he says, I've got nothing to lose. Well, so far, President Trump has not tweeted about this, though remember a year ago, he did set up the Space Force as the fifth branch of the US Armed Forces. Well, we did ask the White House, the Department of Defense, and Israeli officials to comment. So far, they have not responded to the NBC News request, and I wonder if they ever will. Allison.
All right, check this out. They didn't even respond. I mean, you know as well as I know, if it's something that's fake or false, they're gonna come right. Oh, that ain't real. That ain't true. And then there'll be
no rebuttal or nothing.
Right.
I believe that shit is real, and who the fuck he scared of gonna put him in a hospital? That's the question.
He old anyway, so what the hell? Like fuck it, like Chuck said, shit, I'm old. What the hell you want to do to me? You gonna put me in a psychiatric hospital? I'm an old motherfucker. I don't got that time to live anyway. Fuck you.
Fuck it, I'm going in anyway. Y'all can put me in a nursing home, so might as well.
I'm going out with a bang, bitch.
Right.
Hey, I'm telling you, his kids probably saying we're gonna put you in a nursing home, and he was like, "Oh, y'all, that's what y'all gonna do? I got my Trump card for y'all."
He said, "I got something for all y'all."
Huh? Yeah, that it is.
I mean, I'm the older I get as a man, you live in your truth. You know, you walk in your truth. So you understand that you ain't finna walk around here bullshitting, playing little boy games. You gonna give it to motherfuckers straight up, whether they want it or not. So
right,
that's why I could take it for face. Like, this motherfucker real. He about to go out of here, and he like, shit.
He doing this shit while he leaving.
What you bitches gonna do with me?
Shit.
He said if he gotta leave, he gonna leave with a smile.
Right, he gonna make sure he do some shit. He gonna make sure he do some shit and bring some shit.
He going out as a G.
Shit.
You like shit? I said it. Shit, fuck it. Hey man, it is what it is, though, man.
All right, let's continue.
President-elect Joe Biden formally introducing his team of health experts today and announcing a three-part plan to fight the coronavirus in his first 100 days.
We ain't talking about the coronavirus right now. We already know what's going on with the coronavirus. They trying to set everybody up for failure, and ain't nobody gonna take that shot. But with that, let's okay. Trump aliens. Who else let's see what Trump.
Another thing.
Before
you go to the next video, what I've been reading about is on the 21st of December, the sun's supposed to use some type of radiation, and that radiation is supposed to unlock something like black people melanin, and they try to block that. That's why this vaccine's so big. They want to block out that because we're supposed to be able to float, levitate, do telekinesis, teleport. We're supposed to be able to unlock the other 90.
Hey, come over. They call out junk genes.
Yeah,
that's what they call it. Junk genes.
Unlock the rest of those genes in our DNA, and that's what this vaccine so big about. It's not vaccine. Where is vaccine? melanated people.
Right, the melanin system to keep us down and keep you from evolving.
Yeah, because we were supposed to evolve like instantly. You're supposed to feel that radiation, and it's supposed to unlock the rest of your DNA.
Right, that's why they put you in front of this blue screen, in front of this computer all the time. Don't get me wrong, it's okay sometimes, like right now watching us. But besides for that, you need to take your ass, everybody need to take your ass outside, get you some of that real sunlight in you. Stop taking these vitamin pills to supplement for the real sun. I mean, I know this for a fact, man. I grow my own greens. I could take my own, make my own salad, and I can guarantee you my own salad tastes better and lasts a lot longer than I go to the light. Yeah, check them out. Look at that sun shining.
The greatest form of light ever created. Like, it gives everything life. Like, without that, we're nothing.
Drink to that. Y'all know I'm gonna be my ass outside in a minute. Y'all know I be having some shit out there. Hey,
I can show you,
check them out.
I ain't never too far. Look what the great sun can do.
Shit, yeah, that's beautiful. That's tomatoes too. Look at them tomatoes finna pop out of there.
Man, they got some stuff popping out already. I seen it somewhere. Y'all can see this.
I see some of them right there.
Y'all see what that sun doing. But
right straight sunlight.
You can't imitate that. You can't fake that. You could try, but it ain't gonna do what that could do. Y'all see the rays coming from it? Look how the camera it's like a halo.
Halo, and I see it like a cross too, like up and a down. Then you got the different angles. Just the light spray. I mean, the rays from the light just sprays.
That's your natural compass. See, they ain't on that yet. See,
shit, yeah.
That's the source.
Ain't like Mark breaking the source wall, but check it out. Let's go ahead and hop to the next thing right quick. Same thing, but next video. Here you go. Everybody check out Donald Trump exposing. This is him exposing about the UFOs.
Office, will you let us know if they're doing? This is the only thing I really want to know. I want to know what's going on. Will you ever open up Roswell and let us know what's really going on there?
So many people asking that question.
I know it sounds almost ridiculous, but it's actually the real question.
It sounds like a cute question.
We want to know the truth.
We want to know what's going on.
Millions and millions of people that want to go there, that want to see it. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So you're saying you may declassify?
No.
You'll take it?
Well, I'll have to think about that one. Right?
All right.
See how they're talking about he have to think about it.
Hey, NBC News viewers,
Trump actually know that they got aliens out there, and he this was like,
I don't know about you guys, but I prefer rides
about it, but you know, certain things you can't do and reasons you can't do it for, right? So I know that he was trying to say, hey, I'm going to expose everything.
That's Trump why Manscaped developed the brand new.
Right.
Okay, let's see what this other video got to say. Right. And like Savage said, he explained it the best. When Trump said Space Force, that was the red flag right there. Right? That was the red flag when he said Space Force, what we need to do. And our first thing I thought about, they let Trump say this here because Trump, a lot of people ain't gonna take Trump serious. Like Flip, he coming out of Trump mouth, he ain't taking it serious. But let it would have came out Barack Obama mouth. Nah, let it would come out of Joe Biden mouth or Kamala Harris. If it would have came out their mouth, you would have kind of taken more serious. So that's why I think it was the best time to do it with Trump.
To drop that little jewel on everybody.
Right.
I still think that it's so much that's untapped that we don't know, and they already in ties with these people and doing stuff. So Sherman, I say Savage. I mean, he dropped so many jewels that got up out of this thing. Like, he dropped some stones.
yeah, he dropped some and run, huh? Take this, go.
Yeah, put him on the side note to take notes because he dropped some stones.
Hey, let's see what they got to say about Trump right quick. Steppenwolf.
Are you okay?
Hey guys, it's Sean O'Connell, the managing editor here at Cinema Blend, back with yet another Snyder Cut video where we're breaking down the differences between.
It went to the wrong video. This is the second time this happened to me.
I was like,
All right, let me get. Yeah, I'm like, how you get to a Snyder Cut video about? I thought they were just introducing it with Wolfenstein to talk about aliens.
About
like that,
rusty
right?
and broken screws and nuts. Try our safe socket.
Well, let me
It's
go
tough with
back
juts,
here.
grasp
That was just
fixes, nuts, bolts, hooks, etc.
it must have when I did that. That's what happened.
with the whole nother video.
Before you leave office, will you let us know if there's aliens? We want to know. I want to know.
I want on here so I can get to another video about see if Donald J. Trump gonna expose the aliens. Hey, let me know. Okay, you see this video? I don't know if y'all can get a good say right here, but that's somebody else shit. But the one was right here is about Donald Trump. I mean, it's about the real alien spacecraft that was flying around. Okay. Oh, I see. That one is a year ago, 3 days ago. That's it right here. Boom. Aliens exist. Bam. Look at that nose on it.
Aliens are real and US President Donald Trump knows about it. Israel's former space security chief has made an unprecedented claim in an interview. 87-year-old Haim Eshed, who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 3 decades, has reportedly stressed that they...
For 3 decades. That's how long it's been.
30 years.
So they trying to say that man is full of shit. That's the crazy part. They trying to say that man is full of shit, right? I'm going back to it.
They are keeping aliens' existence a secret as humanity is not ready for them. There's an agreement between the US government and the aliens.
Hey, so do you think that humanity is ready for alien existence to be exposed, or you think that they how Men in Black was when they were talking about people are stupid but a person is smart, that everybody is not ready for to be exposed to aliens? Or you think that, man, we've been past that stone age, that right now is the perfect time for them to actually let the world know what's actually going on?
We're still dealing with racial issues for black and white. We are not ready for aliens. That's why they know once we get past that issue, you could move on to more topics like a green motherfucker walking around or a gray motherfucker. You can't get over the fact that me and another person got another skin tone.
Right. Yeah, they can't get over the fact that that this person is darker or lighter than them.
You know what I'm saying? So
his eye color difference.
Definitely is not ready for no shit like that.
I don't know. You right on the case, because we as the human race is known for
we the same as, we still debate on if white people or any other race are real humans, or we the real humans or anything like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We have that topic, so damn well we not ready for nothing else to save this motherfucker just like us.
Yeah. Hey, say Flip, do you think humanity is ready for the exposed of alien kind to be known the truth, or you think we like the Men in Black, that they are smart people but we dumb, is dumb people but a smart person, some shit like that? I don't know if Flip could hear me.
I think he muted.
Oh, he's still doing some stuff? But yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. So what you think, Flip? You think humanity is ready for the truth, or you think that we are gonna go into a panic?
We're gonna go into a panic. We're very much still savage. We're not ready. We're not ready for We're not ready. We still believe this for you to accept what's going on in the universe, in the world, and stuff like that. You have to evolve, and we still on this concept of believing in Sky Daddy. Now, I hate to say it, if you believe in Sky Daddy and all that other stuff, you're not ready. You're not ready to see what's out there, because religion is what keep you held back and grounded. Right. I mean, so you can't. I'm saying, so it's one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Even
think religion and aliens can coexist.
Nah, not with us. Not with us. Not with us. Because aliens come right down here right now. People, the first thing people are going to say is what?
There's no God.
There's no God, or two, that the aliens are the God. Now it depends on how you look at there's no God. As far as we know, alien could have made us, and that's our God.
Right.
No one knows that. You know what I'm saying? Or you going off a basic system that they put in a book that have you believe that. So if you look at all the biblical stuff that happened in the Bible, who to say that there wasn't aliens and stuff that was doing all that stuff? Oh, you see a chariot.
Predict the future.
Being able to predict the future. If you look at it like that, alien could have did that too. They could have lived outside of linear time. Time may not have anything to do with them.
Right.
Time and space make be on one thing.
Because you really can bend time. I mean, it happened, and they show, like, for example, a clock, right? You got the clock in the long arm and the short arm. Even if they're moving at the same pace, they're not moving at the same speed. So moving at a different speed, get them at the same time. So this point and that far out point, it might be going at the same location, but it's moving at a different speed. So therefore, time have to bend towards speed.
Well,
that's crazy. But yeah, that's it. It's all. I believe it. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you gotta look at it like this.
I don't think people ready. I told him for a certain, like, people still arguing over white, black, Chinese, Mexican. Like, if y'all arguing over skin tone and area and land and location, y'all definitely not ready for a whole nother being to come here and tell you everything.
You're absolutely right. People arguing about what religion to believe in. So how you expect them to accept accept anything? You gotta understand one thing what religion does, and religion does brainwash people. But only good thing what religion does, it keep people from acting on, I hate to say this, their natural predatory instinct of what they would do. It's for some people, not everybody. Not every race is on that. Some races get manipulated by other cultures and stuff like that to make them do the thing that they do. Right. So you gotta look at it, keep you grounded. Like, some people, let's just say, all right, there's no consequences after you die. Let's just say that. None of us know there's a heaven and hell. So let's just say if there wasn't none, what you think people would do? Motherfuckers would go out there, rape little kids, beat up people. They would do all kinds of crazy shit. But what religion does is that it keeps them in check and focus. That's the only good thing. Not focus, but keep them in check. That's the only good thing that religion do. Religion is nothing more, as you would say, a moral compass. A moral compass that'll keep you in check. Like, you know what? Nah, that's not right. Like, morally, that's not right. You know, that's wrong to do this and this and this. That's what it does. It does that because we're not evolved enough to understand and live without it.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
I just think back when the caveman existed, you had to teach that motherfucker how to stand upright. You know, not eat the other motherfucker he's standing next to.
Yeah.
You just give a motherfucker a structure like this, how we are living over here. If you want to be amongst us. But if they got certain spots in the world where they got people who they ain't go over there and fuck with them. They still eating motherfuckers. They ain't over here on the shit we own, and ain't no God for them. Like, this is what it is. They the animal and you the prey.
Right. Like you got all these. This planet is bigger than what a lot of people think. Like, you have all these other islands that man can't get on because, I mean, they do get on there. They would have to, like, literally kill them people to take over, then to bring up the day to what we consider standard of what society is. Like the Australian did, like them European did to them Aborigines over there in Australia. Same as they did over here. But there's a lot of stuff that they keep from you because they don't want you to know or don't want it to happen to them. Like white people, I tell this all the time. I don't care what nobody say. White people are afraid as hell. Don't white people you see right now running around talking about Donald Trump for us? He speak for us. You know what the white people are afraid of? They think black people going to do to them what was done to us. That's what they think. They really believe that shit. They really think that. That's why history is all jumbled up and confused, and they like to throw this and this. We don't need our own history because they did that on purpose.
What they did was they mixed themselves up in our history, so we couldn't tell which race or group of people they was, and mixed it like they hid themselves like they not the enemy. So they didn't change their whole little nationality and shit. So
whoever history is over, whoever won.
So think about that. So think about that. So if they did that or whatever, what the hell you think is going to happen if alien was to come?
We're not ready.
Ain't ready for that. We got too much crazy. And even if there are aliens among us, or they know of this, they're not going to tell us.
I think us, like-minded people like us, we ready for stuff like that. We consciously connected. When we do see it, we're going to be able to, dissect it and break it down to like shit. If I believe in a higher power, it got to be high enough to build all this. Anything that I'm seeing with my naked eye.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So even if it's that actual thing and he coming in the flesh, like I got to be able to analyze this and accept that. So if that's that blind faith we talk about, you got to have that real, that's the like you breathing that oxygen. We believe in that motherfucker. We can't see it, but we believe in it. You know what I'm saying? If we walked around and seen oxygen, that shit'll throw us off. Like, what the fuck?
The same thing like with fish. That's how fish is inside the water. They don't know it in water. That's just their natural thing.
You know what I'm saying? I think people like who locked into their pineal gland and consciousness and know what the fuck going on around them, self-aware, you'll be ready to accept it and involve into it and unlock that type of shit. And that's the problem. And that's probably why they knocking us off, because they know it's the like-minded people who really understand, like, we ain't the only fucking thing. They got ants out here. Ants thought they was the only thing. Bees thought they was the only thing. They ain't the only thing. It's got to be something way bigger than us that control
all these different things just on this one planet that survive different ways and how things for this to be the only thing.
It's a line of things, and we ain't the biggest thing on that motherfucker. We just evolved and came.
This girl want to get on the camera. Yo, you ain't on the podcast. Move, little girl, you're not on the podcast.
All right, and then they had a dude. He I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm just gonna give a quick run of the story. All right, we was talking about the alien spaceship that we seen, and I was explaining to him how he was saying, "Oh man, could have been doing this here." I said that's been impossible because of the direction that the ship was going in. It'll go so fast from one point to another point, stop and go in another direction. Our bodies could not handle that. And he was like, "Oh yeah," but he couldn't understand it. But at the same time, I get it when y'all say the world is not ready because of people like that. Let's finish this one here because I'm gonna show everybody about the real alien video that they showed.
Hold on, Chuck. We ain't gonna move away from that fast, Chuck. You talking about the boy that believe in the flat earth? You gonna talk about that? Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to my man Legal, but my man Legal over there sound like you believe in the flat earth theory, dog.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but yeah.
I'll give it. Listen, you talking to me, dog? You know I don't give a shit. That nigga was talking like, yo, he didn't understand what Chuck was saying. Chuck was talking about more so like inertial dampening or whatever. Inertial dampening is something which keep you stabilized for your ass not to be a fucking red dot on the wall.
Right.
When you doing all that stuff. But he didn't understand that. He really thought that we had regular ships, the Air Force or had regular ships like that could do that type of stuff. And even if they did have ship that could do stuff like that or whatever, it wasn't on the level of what he was saying and stuff like that. That was funny, but he was talking like he was going to take he believed in the flat earth theory. I know that. I was just waiting. He was just like 2 conversations away of saying, "Man, the Earth is flat."
I mean, I'm in a boat. I don't know. I don't know. I'm open-minded to stuff, but I can't say it is flat. And I'm not saying it's a ball just flying in the sky. I'm just saying I don't know, and I'm interested in finding out. So, legal shout out. I ain't gonna stomp you like Flip just did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying though, that's my man. I give a shout out to my man though, Xbox dude though.
Yeah,
man.
he cool.
But,
Yeah,
you know,
he still
he
fuck
cool
with him.
dude though. But I'm gonna say like what my cousin said. You believe the Earth is flat? You got a flat brain. Go ahead, Chuck.
As they wish to research and understand the fabric of the universe, he further added. Not just that, Eshed reportedly went on to claim that Donald Trump stopped short of revealing their existence because the Galactic Federation insisted.
All right, do y'all believe Savage was saying that they do have a Galactic Federation on some type of stuff, but not exactly how they explaining it, and that would show the reason why they have a spaceport. Yeah, with that one, I want to go ahead and show y'all the. I
gotta get y'all here too. We gotta go through some.
I mean, I can believe that there might be some type of Galactic Federation. I wouldn't be surprised.
And, you know, just some land and some setting.
Hey, King, you made a cool ass point earlier, you heard me? And I'm gonna show up because you're the state.
Oh no, I can't hear.
A cool ass point. Hold on, let me stop this here so I can bring it all the way back because we gotta dive into this one here. All right, check this out. You made a good ass point when you were saying like you don't know what's outer space and how space works, and at the same time we don't know what's in the depth of the sea, right? Because that could be actually the same thing when you're going out of space. They got that rim that people say they can't get past. That's the same thing going in the depth of the sea where it got so much pressure that you can't get past. So it still is a barrier where you can only go so far up, so far down. So we don't know what's actually in the water. So these spaceships, they was talking that's coming out the sky. If you see an injustice that we had it backwards, they might be coming out the water. And they do have movies showing this type of effect.
That was my point earlier. You know, I'm just telling you, like, what if space is the ocean? You know what I'm saying? You thinking they got satellites running up, them wires and shit and fiber optic cable could well run into the water and hook up everywhere, and that could be the connection while we looking up. That shit is down. What's going on over our head? So, you ever heard the saying, "As above, as so below"?
Yeah.
That's just like a flower grow. When a flower grow up, and it got a stem
grow down too.
It got roots going down that grow just as long as it's going up.
Right. That's the same thing they say about like the pyramids. They what we see on the top, that's just the top half, and it goes down just before it going up.
That's how I was thinking about that the other day. I said that's how they built the pyramids and how they still standing today, because what they built the base out of was the pyramid going up. This 365 squares going up and 365 squares going down.
Right. Let's hit the video with the aliens. This is like the real alien spaceship, right? So what we about to see is gonna be some real footage about real aliens that did some real stuff. So Donald Trump might not know about the aliens, but he knew something about the aliens, and we finna find out right here, real footage. Y'all seen him. So I'm not responsible for the truth you may or may not hear. Reaction. Y'all know about this.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs; they call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the New York Times. More now from our Randy Kay.
Look at this thing. It's rotating.
Images of that rotating thing captured by U.S. Navy aircraft. Sensors locking in on the target. Commander David Fravor during a training mission, describing it like a 40-foot-long tic-tac, maneuvering rapidly and changing direction.
As we both looked out the right side of our airplane, we saw a disturbance in the water and a white object, oblong, pointing north.
The object was first sighted in 2004, then similar objects again in 2015. Footage of the sightings, declassified by the military, weren't made public until December 2017 by the New York Times and a group that researches UFOs.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. my gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 miles to the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This was extremely abrupt, like a ping pong ball bouncing off a wall. The ability to hover over the water and then start a vertical climb from basically zero up towards about 12,000 feet and then accelerate in less than 2 seconds and disappear is something else.
The Navy says it still doesn't know what the objects are, and officials aren't speculating. A Navy spokesman simply confirming to CNN the objects seen in the various clips are unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. The UFO reports were first investigated by a secret $22 million program, part of the Defense Department budget, that investigated reports of UFOs. The program has since been shut down, but it was run by a military intelligence official who told CNN they found compelling evidence that we, quote, may not be alone. Randy Kay, CNN, New York.
All right. That right there exposed everything. Let me get off here.
I mean,
So-
hell, shit.
That don't let you know that Trump been on about these aliens. So if they giving the public this information, you don't think that he have a little bit more information that we had? Because this was right around the same time as the Space Force announcement.
Hold on, they said that was 2004, right?
Yeah.
They said that.
But they didn't declassify it to 2017. That's what makes it so unique. Yeah, get away from me.
Hell.
Yeah, I'm just going back in here because I want to show the spaceship. But yeah, 2017 they declassified, and they was talking about that's why I so believe when he came out with talking about aliens exist. The dude that they had on here that was actually about if this happened back in 2000, there's a high possibility that let's get away. But with that being said, let me get back on here. Bam, there it is, up. So, man, I appreciate y'all for coming in and talking about some aliens and Donald J. Trump knowing about the existence of aliens and different alien species. We can get back on here and talk about the different types of aliens that we think we know about, because, you know what I'm saying, we're not responsible for the truth. You know what I'm saying? We just let it be known. If it's truth, that's on y'all to take it or not. So we could talk about like the different grades, reptilian.
Shit, I think Donald Trump is an alien. Shit.
Yeah, he part of the oranges. He part of the oranges.
The tangerines.
Yeah.
Can
I say tangerine?
Yeah. I got my stuff right here.
Hey, yo, he said, hey, you running around, hey, y'all, I'm a tangerine, y'all.
Hey, Donald J. Trump a tangerine.
Yeah, tangerine alien. I'm done.
You heard me, Chuck?
I'm done.
Chuck.
Triple cup.
Yeah, who called me?
Jakara.
Jakara?
Yeah.
Oh, what's good?
You got some input on this alien in time.
So my thing is, aliens, where y'all think they come from? That's the first question I have.
Well, you know what? For a lot of people believe. Well, one of them was Centauri Alpha. I thought was Centauri Alpha 3811.43, something like that. I don't know, man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give y'all my input. I personally believe the Earth is a dormitory, so ain't no going to space. They may have portals, but ain't nobody just leaving off the Earth. That's one. Two, to get to the center of Earth, you have to go through the bottom of the ocean, which I believe these things are actually just demonic beings that come from out of the water. Because it's so much stuff under the water they haven't discovered because they can't go that deep into the ocean. But think about the shit that's really at the bottom of the ocean. That's my opinion on it.
was at the bottom of the ocean. I mean,
Yes.
they had a tsunami that came and hit what it was, Japan or China, like about 5 years ago, maybe, give or take. I don't know the exact year, but they were saying the tsunami came and it was so big that it swept so low down in the ocean, where a lot of animals that never been seen before was swept up and brought and was washed up on the shore. And they were showing like they had fish with bones on the outside, like they bone structure was inside out, and they had teeth that did like this.
They have transparent animals.
You talking about like big teeth, like over there?
Yeah, like teeth that hung like this, like warthog teeth, but it was on fish.
Like stuff that's like extinct on a surface level. They have animals that's still around, that's been around, because we can't go that far. Like people have went to like sent machines to the bottom of the ocean, but they have multiple oceans. It's just so much uncovered.
I don't think they went to I think it's too much pressure to even get past a certain barrier. So I think we get to a certain point and it stops. We don't know nothing else.
You brought up that topic about the little holes. Just think about the South Pole and North Pole, what they tell us. What if them holes in Antarctica got the hole where you could go through, and that's your loophole to get out of space?
The Earth is much bigger than what people say it is. Also, the Earth is much bigger. It's like we're not running out of space. We're not running out of land. We're not running out of resources. We live on a place that really restores itself. But they have something called, I think, the 33 continents. It was like in the early 1900s or something like that. Well, you know, the military always doing some type of experiment, but it's just believed to say that past Antarctica, the Earth is bigger.
Oh yeah, untapped land. But we was talking about that earlier. We don't know what type of organisms live outside of that. Maybe they don't want us to go mess with that environment and fuck it up.
I feel like all the predictive programming they put on TV and shit like that, all the bins, anything that you think is made up, it ain't made up.
It's just motherfuckers not ready for that shit. It's simple as that.
I mean, I think it's
any fairy tale, anything like that is not fake.
I ain't gonna hold you, yo.
I mean, that's more like dimension. I mean, that's like dimension. They talking about like they have different dimensions.
Coming to different. Listen here, you gotta look at it like this though. If you can travel out in space, remember space. You got 4-dimensional. The fourth dimension is time travel. So you got to think about it. If you can travel across the ocean of space, billions and billions of light years, who to say that you couldn't who to say that you couldn't cross over from another dimension? Say.
I think it's possible, but the physical form, I don't think the physical is more possible because it's more of an energy. I think the energy is what people get mixed up with physical beings. Like it's the energy, the presence that does stuff. Like you might you might hear music like that, boom, 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 and it makes you like, yeah. The energy that is pushing out there by the vibration, compared to you hear a song that's talking about somebody dying, doom, 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 and they put you in more of a,
Me personally, I read a book about 9 dimensions, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's much more complex, of course, than the physical plane, but I feel like it's all so more mental than physical, which anything that's mental is manifested into the physical realm because of the simple fact that everything started off as a thought. But all in all, I still believe that in order to travel dimensions, you probably got to go in your sleep or something like that, like on how people, dying and stuff like that. That's going to a different dimension because energy don't die; it just transfers.
It just transfers and moves.
One
Exactly.
of the first things we learn in science is the fact that energy don't die. It can't be
destroy energy,
or created. So that's why I feel like reincarnation come into play. Like we don't die, but you also got your soul and your spirit, which is 2 different things. Like I feel like your soul is what probably goes to heaven or hell, but your spirit is what reincarnate over and over. And that's why you probably have soulmates or twin flames, people you run across who soon as you meet them, you like, I feel like I know you from somewhere. I never met you. You know what I'm saying? You probably didn't met them in a past life. So I feel like it's just complex.
I mean, we are. This is what we call synergy. It's collective mind, group energy, people talking about different things and having different opinions. Me, I'm in the more the open category. Is I don't discredit nothing until it's been completely discredited, or I don't give. I mean, because they have so many different ways that it could be possible. I'm looking at with the energy and the dimensions. You don't have to go like South and the North Pole. I think it's more of a energy that we have in our, and it's in our DNA that they call jump, that can allow us to actually access stuff, because we actually gotta have our consciousness because of what we think it is. Now we can get that altered involved. So involved, I mean, we can see more and see better, maybe more colors, maybe more energy lights, maybe more anything. We make a graph and see and do things in a different, like some Dr. Strange shit. And then,
but it's a mind thing. You remember how he didn't believe everything was physical for him, and then she touched his third eye and sent him into different dimensions. But it was through his mind and through his spirit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's possible, like you saying, to access stuff. But if you notice, whenever he traveling to different dimensions, he actually have to go there, if that makes sense. So
yeah, he had to physically, not physically, but mentally, physically,
go there,
actually experience.
Like, so you still have to have access to certain places.
But you got to think about people who could, that's what teleportation and lock into your mind. Think about, in order for like she said, go into another dimension or anything, you got to dematerialize and rematerialize somewhere else. To have that power, you're going to have to unlock something that
that make it a balance. That's a give and take.
We eat so much dead shit and everything and take in so much shit. But think about it, we ate living shit and did with our ancient
ancestors.
Our ancestors.
Before we got colonized.
Yeah. If we locked into that, we can unlock ourselves and do shit like that. And maybe that's who these aliens are. The people who was able to unlock all and they coming back to save people like us.
Right. And then you might think about it like that's why they put a fluoride in our water supply, because it's supposed to not paralyze you, but it's supposed to like how they did Gambit, like Mr. Sinister, he went inside Gambit and put a governor on his power where he can go over a certain power level. So it could be a possibility of like with the fluoride and the way they feeding us this food that they kind of mess with our DNA, how they shoot steroids up, it messes up our brain structure, and you feel
a lot of stuff. RNA, a mimic of the DNA, and supposed to lock into one of them genes. Why they trying to lock in on your DNA? They're trying to stop your DNA. Like they're trying to stop your DNA from doing something.
Right.
Why they making?
Are they trying to make a triple helix?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
trying to put together a triple helix.
Soldiers or superhumans or something. You know what I'm saying? But what are y'all getting prepared for? Who is the threat? Who the aliens? And why you ain't telling everybody else?
Right. That's the main. That's the main thing. Like it's. I don't. That's why I say when you can look at space. I look at space. I mean, outer space is where we not actively taking care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We in space, that means we using this space. Like right now, this in my household, I'm in space, in my space. When I walk outside, I'm out of my space. I'm in the space of it, you know what I'm saying, the world. So anytime I look at it, if you go too far in the sky, you out of space, right? They got a like how Kara was saying, like a barrier. But me personally, I don't know if it's a barrier, a globe, or the sphere like this here, but I know it's a barrier around the earth. And that barrier, it keeps us inside of this certain vicinity, right? Now with this here, they have people that might try to puncture it and go through it. And the same thing with in the water. They trying to build stuff like maybe like something that's made out of diamonds, something that's almost indestructible, where they can absorb a lot of pressure, so they can actually
barrier. I mean, the only barrier that the Earth has is actually gravity. That's why they propel themselves and use explosion rocket to push us up to break them barriers. You got so many different layers. So many layers of the of ozone layer and stuff. The cryonosphere, the ozone layer. You got all that barriers that you got to pass through before you actually get up into space. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You also still have the fact that Earth has its own magnetic gravity that can actually, if you're not out further enough, The Earth actually will pull your ass back down. Like gravity, pull you back down. That's why you gotta be a certain distance away from the Earth not to get pulled back in. Once you get up into
You call
space.
it gravity, I call it pressure. I call it pressure.
Come on, man, it's too loud.
The further away, the less pressure you got pulling you.
You know what I'm saying? No, that pressure, but that's just gravity pulling you back. Right. It's just pulling you back. Right. That's why you gotta be a certain distance from Earth not to get pulled back.
Right, or use so much power to go so far off of it. Like when somebody jump, I mean, the higher you jump, the more power you gotta use.
That I mean, it's definitely a barrier. That's what the barrier is, that gravity. And all these different barriers you got to go just to get up into space. You know.
So look, when you in outer space, my thing is, if you outer space and you can't shoot no gun. People say you can't talk in space because there's no air. Gravity, air. So you can't light no cigarette while you in space. For example, when you land out of space, how you get back? Because you got a shootout blast, to get back into.
Think about this though. We as humans got a magnetic charge, a natural electric charge that come off us. That's
we get shit to hover us.
Motherfucker. Earth give off a charge and we giving off a charge back. So it's a natural push-pull factor like a magnet. So we stuck to here. We supposed to be here. Anything that's coming from somewhere else got powers to where it can, like the spaceship, it can move throughout time, space, all that shit don't matter because it can dematerialize and materialize somewhere else. They done figured out how to move and what to do.
Right. I think that came from a lot of spaceships because when the one I was just showing y'all how the spaceship did this here. That's defying the laws of time.
I got you.
I could be here and there.
Right. And I mean, space like a vacuum, you know what I'm saying? It's one big suction thing. We just got a natural charge, so we supposed to be here. That's why we can't go doing everything we doing, trying to leave here. It's written in books that in this study that we give off a charge.
Right.
Earth got that natural magnetic charge to what it do, and that explains gravity alone.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you think of the concept like The Simpsons, where they had that big dome over their town, and they thought they could just go travel out of Springfield. You can't.
My thing is, let's say if that was true, I could almost bet the people that love to just go travel, they would have found a way to break through that barrier. That's my thing.
But that's why they're making all these different rockets and spaceships. That's what's supposed to break through the barrier. And they ain't breaking through the glass. They can't break through it. But this is my opinion, y'all. I ain't say no facts or nothing. This just what I done seen and think, you know.
I mean, Ken, you're not responsible for the truth they may or may not hear.
We all got our own opinion. That's all we saying. We all got our own opinion.
Yeah, nobody is responsible.
Nobody knows.
We may or may not hear your opinion. We're not debating that and neglecting it. We just here to hear your opinion because they have a like-minded individual that
now
energy.
If you want to knock on somebody's door, knock on their door. I'm just here for the show. I'm just here for the show. Knock on Chuck and what you call it? What you call it door? Don't knock on my door. Yeah, knock on your door. I'm just a visitor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the podcast. I don't even know these guys. I was just in the comment section saying hello.
Yeah, don't come. Hey, the MIB the men in black gonna come to your door knocking like boom, boom, boom. I heard you was exposed by Trump knew about it. Can you look into this?
I told him Trump don't know nothing. I told him they ain't want to listen to me.
You know that got abducted by aliens.
Yeah, they got it
by aliens.
No, those was the other people.
The MIB.
MIB. He get back on. He gonna get back in here. He like, what? What you talking about? That
I don't remember none of that. Yeah, I don't remember none of that.
I mean, hey, we just talking that talk, and you know.
And enjoying this morning. I got my cup. I'm almost finished. Might need to re-up. But say Flip, man, I'm about to hop on the Xbox now. It's about
Me
I might
too.
go outside and enjoy some of that sunlight. Either or, I'm gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna start setting me a Xbox thing outside where I could be outside gaming. You know, on some shit like that. Enjoying the fresh air while it's still before the winter get. Because you know it get cold as shit down here. Approximately about 50 degrees.
Oh, we already there. We passed that. Fuck you. We passed that shit. It's already cold down this motherfucker. I ain't going to hell outside.
Hell nah, huh? Man, it's about 50 degrees in the cold for us.
Shit.
But yeah, that's all typical.
Shit.
I'm gonna go outside and show y'all some sunlight. Shh. Like, man, this dude got shorts on in the middle. Y'all probably what it is out there, probably about 30-something degrees.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. But we have a lot of shit to go. But say Flip, we might get back on here and talk about some the different races of aliens and stuff like that. Some more about this flat Earth theory. We're gonna talk more about all that type of shit. Especially right now. Trump I'm telling you, Trump gonna let right before on January 19th, Trump gonna say aliens is this, they did this here, the election was rigged, aliens did this here.
I hear it already. I can hear that already. The alien did it. They rigged. They working with Biden and his administration, and he's not telling you he's one of the alien race. Yo, I mean, if you want to know more about, I'm gonna send that to you, dog. I'm gonna send it to you with some of the stuff that some people believe in different names of alien races and stuff. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, because I know a little bit about it, but I want to do a little bit more research. Eat all that up. They ain't come on here like, man, check this out.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you, and once we get off here, I'm gonna send it to you. It's for other people who don't believe in alien or don't believe alien have visited us. But you know, it's some people who believe that alien, but don't believe that they visit us. They would consider it far out. They would consider it too far out. Because the number one question that everyone always say is, if there's alien, how come they ain't visit us? How do you know they didn't?
Right. See, that's the thing. That's what kind of kill me. But at the same time, I know that how people is, because when I realize some people, you could show them, like literally show them, put their face and say, look at this here, and they won't believe it. They just even the Pope said he'll, you know what I'm saying, he open to believing if aliens actually exist and stuff like that. So if the Pope was
that motherfucker is an alien. He is a fucking alien. He don't do what the traditional Pope does. I think he is an alien. He don't do what the traditional Pope does. He don't go around taking them little boys' butt.
He do a lot of shit. I know they had one Pope that was a Pope, then he kind of retired fast. And then they had this new Pope that's up there. And I don't know if they got a new Pope to the new Pope.
You talking about whatchamacallit that retired. He retired because all that molestation was going on in his watch. That's why he retired. Yeah. That's what them Pope really about. Them Pope don't be doing nothing but touching them little boys.
Some sad ass shit.
Yeah.
They've been exposing that shit. But with that, man, we finna get up out of here, man. Everybody appreciate y'all for rocking with us, talking about some aliens and Donald Trump and some all this good stuff here. I know that everybody is gonna be on Twitter. If y'all catch it later on, share this video, put it out there, let people know aliens actually exist. If you think they exist, if you think the world flat, think the aliens don't come from up, they come from below, like how it was on Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus Superman. You talking about
it was Batman versus Superman. It was they were saying the demons come from below, they came from up they coming from up above. You know, like I'm saying, we got it backwards. Like we think aliens come from
you're talking about agent and alien. I mean the angels and stuff like that. Yeah.
They got that, and you got what it is, Pacific Rim. That's another one with the alien. Yeah, the aliens come from out to sea and stuff. Matter of fact, I haven't seen that movie. I might go watch this movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I think they got two of them, but if they don't,
I
think they got one. I'm gonna watch it. It's two, yeah. So I ain't never seen neither one of them. So I'm gonna go watch the first one, do a little a review, and for the people that haven't seen it or y'all want to go back and rewatch it, I'll let you know. Yeah, it might have been good back then, but now it don't hold up, or if it hold up, that type of things is quarantine. Where aliens come from, under the sea or above us. Appreciate everybody for rocking. And let's get up out of here, Flip. No, hold up. Check it out. Xbox have no games.
Oh yeah. Check it out
podcast.
tonight. Check it out
Yeah.
tonight. You know what I'm saying? Xbox have no game. It's 8 o'clock over there in California time, and over here in Philadelphia is what's that? It's 11:30.
9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11, because it'll be 10 my time.
Yo, I'm being attacked by a baby. I think I'm joking. But this baby trying to attack
Get
me.
him.
Stop.
Get him.
Stop. What you doing?
Baby, go get him.
Stop. Chill, baby. Go. Get off the mic. Stop. Let it go. Yo, cut the show, dog. Cut the show. This look embarrassing.
Get him. Get him.
Cut the show.
Get him.
Stop.
I ain't cutting shit. Get him.
Yo,
I want to
stop.
see the